Kay, and I am back with another layout for the Not Just for Boys Kit Club kit. And I also just wanted to use a sketch that I found on Pinterest. Now, Pinterest is kind of funny because it doesn't really tell me who the sketch was by, just who pinned it. So I had a tough time trying to narrow down who that sketch was from, so I apologize for not giving credit where credit is due. Now I'm just going through all of the cool little supplies that were in my kit that I would like to attempt to use. Again, I'm going to try to use the scallops, but I'm not really sure. I do know I want to use the perfect day as my title. I absolutely love the sequins. And then I pulled out a few things from my stash, as well as these are the 3 papers that I am going to be working on. Here really quickly. I love this striped piece, you guys. I don't even know what print that's called. Anyways, the ledger paper will be the background for my layout, and what I'm going to be doing today is an 8.5 by 11. And basically what I wanted to do is I wanted to strategically cut it. I know, big words, big words. I wanted to strategically cut it so that way the ledger paper looked like it was printed in an 8.5 by 11 format. I do not want it to look like I just chopped it up. I just didn't want it to look all weird like that. So I am, I am cutting a little closer to the words notes than I wanted to, but it turned out okay. It really did. So I'm going to work on these sunglasses. Now, it was really cool of the owners to leave this masking tape on, because then I can peel up only the portions that I want to cut out, or to I guess, alter. Yes, that's a good word, alter. And I didn't realize that the palm tree trunks were part of the frame of the glasses. So I had to pull out my X-Acto knife and cut those off really quickly. I also decided to use this really old embossing ink because I like the fact that it turns pink and I can see that I've got full coverage all the way around my glasses. Now, there's 2 ways that I could have done this. I could have just took a paintbrush and brushed away where I did not want the embossing powder over the other masking, and then continued to alter these glasses using the masking. But I chose not to. For one, my layout is kind of sort of two-toned, and I wasn't sure if I wanted blue palm trees. It just wasn't my thing. So basically what I wanted to do was just color in the frame of the glasses, and I left everything else the way it is. Now I am using a pick tool to get into all the teeny tiny little pieces. And then I'm using a very short bristled brush to brush away any of the powder that could have gotten into the cracks. And there is my glasses. I absolutely love how they turned out. And the fact that they, the frame is now raised up. That's my favorite part. Anywho, decided that I was going to stamp a whole bunch of circles, just like what was in the sketch. Also, too, I was measuring my circle to see if I had a punch that was roughly the same size as the circle. So basically what I'm doing is I'm taking this really dark blue ink, and then I decided instead of just blue, I want to kind of kiss the edge of one of my, the edge of the circle in black to kind of have like a shading. I was hoping that it would show up just a little bit more in the camera, but unfortunately, you guys aren't going to be able to see it really well until the close-ups. So I apologize about that. And then I'm going to take my 2.5-inch punch and punch out a few of the circles. And then I decided that I wanted a few different sized circles. So I went to my punch rack and pulled out a few different sizes. And I decided not to do the itty bitty teeny tiny one that I pulled out, just these, I think it's 1.5, 1 3/4, and then 2.5 are the sizes that I went with. So, and I just decided where on the stripes do I want my punches to lie. That's basically all it was. And then I'm going to bring everything back in. I am going to lay out my circles to see where I want them, and then I will be backing that cut file with the striped paper as well. Or is it plaid? Would you guys call that a plaid? I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm going to trim down my photo just a little bit, take away some of the excess areas that I don't really, that kind of are like eyesores in the photo. I trimmed it down. I think it's about a 5x4 is basically what I trimmed it down to. And then, of course, I'll mat it so that way it looks like it pops off the page. I do love matting my photos. Now, I am going to use those P13 alphas so I can add to the title, because I don't want it to just say the perfect day. I want it to add, like what are we doing? It's not every day that we have bouncy houses in our parks. So I did like where all of my circles were, and because I got so excited, I went ahead and I glued them down, and then I forgot that I wanted to do some random stamping with this word summer. It says summer. It kind of reminds me of the way that the baseball bats used to say Louisville across them. And so I just really, really thought that this was a perfect word. And because I laid down my circles already, I didn't really have a whole lot of options as to where I wanted, where I could do my random stamping. So I basically am stamping, I ink my stamp and then I stamp off once because I don't want it to be that bright and bold. And then I'm going to stamp once and then twice and then 3 times to get that faded look. I don't mind if they overlap. I don't mind if, they're hidden, anything like that. So, and then of course I just did some masking with just some copy paper that I had on my desk. Anyways, also did the Midnight Horizon Nouveau mica spray and just sprinkled a little bit of that on there. And I have to say, by a happy accident, I love how it picked up the ink in my circles and gave them a distressed look as well. You'll see those in the close-up too. So I'm just going to quickly cut out the this cut file. I cut out all the gluing parts because it was a lot to glue down, and it's very boring, by the way. So I'm just roughly trimming around, and then I go back and I trim out everything nice and neat. But I wanted to leave this part in to show you guys how I get out all of the little, I don't know, where the words are stuck together, that sort of thing, because I didn't want to back each letter by itself. I definitely did not want to do that. So basically what I did was I took my X-Acto knife, did an X where I could, just big enough to where I could put in my scissors. And that's it. Yes, almost forgot to tell you guys that. Now I'm going to work on my photo mats. Again, I love adding photo mats. It just helps my photo stand out from everything else that I want to do on the layout. I feel like it brings my photo, whether I have things on top of it or not, it brings my photo up and, out of the page. Like, this is why I'm here, but everything else is just, excess. So anywho, decided on 2 pieces, and I did a 1/4 inch border around the for my second photo mat, just so that way it stuck out. I do kind of like how everything matches my daughter's shirt. I enjoy that very much. We've got all the circles to go with her shirt, and then the background paper also kind of brings in that the W from her shirt as well. So anyways, decided that I was going to pop up my photo and the title, and then that way it just has a little bit of dimension. I didn't want just a flat layout, and this layout was very, very flat. Now I do know that there was a lot of prep work going on this layout. I stamped my circles, I backed my cut file, and I altered one of my embellishments. It's a lot of prep work, but I love how I do that. Oh, and I forgot the inner bits of my cut file. Yep. So, oh well. Can't go back now. So those will be tossed. I apologize. But I do like how you can't really tell. I'm normally a stickler about that. I don't like having those closed areas. But yeah, it was my mistake, and I don't mind it. Going through the sticker book, this Heidi Swapp sticker book, and trying to find all of the perfect little embellishments. I'm going to build a small little cluster underneath my sunglasses. That way they don't look like they were just thrown on the page, as well as I used one of the little corner pieces. Now, I'm not a huge fan of the corner, what are they called? Corner, I don't know. Those little triangles that people put on the corners of their layouts and photos and things like that. I'm not a huge fan of those. And so when I can just tuck one or two here and there, I feel like at least I tried to use them, and I'm okay with that. But for me to use an entire page or put one, put four on all four corners, I can't see me doing that at all. So adding some washi tape, I wanted to make it look like I ripped the edges of my paper and backed it with a dark piece of paper. And so I absolutely love how the washi tape gives me that faux look without me actually doing it. Adding my sunglasses, finally committing. I also put in a glittered sticker that says, well, it's actually two stickers. It says Weekend Stories. And I did that. It's not glitter. I apologize. It's gold. And I did that only because of the fact that I wanted that brown yellowy color from the sunglasses to not be the only color on the layout. And so I thought that adding those two words was a perfect balance, because now I have it in two spots instead of just in the sunglasses. And I think that it works out really well. Just considering it kind of sort of brings out those tones in the picture as too, as well. Yes. Went ahead and I put on these little stars. Those stars are so adorable, you guys, and they are in so many colors. It is unbelievable. I can't get over those cute. They look like puffy stars, but they're hard resin. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. And then, of course, I am doing my sequins. I gave up on my pick tool, you guys. I am so much faster with just my fingers. It's unbelievable. I can see why people use a pick tool, because everything is all staticky when it comes to sequins. But I've noticed that it's only certain types of sequins, like certain color or a certain style. It's kind of weird, but I don't have the static problem. I don't know. Maybe I'm not, I don't know. Maybe I don't have that magnetism. Anyways. So I'm just randomly putting the sequins in a diagonal across my page from the upper left down to the bottom right. And I absolutely love it. So I am going to trim off where the title kind of leans off of the layout. And I love this, you guys. I am so happy with how it turned out. Here's where you can see where the Nuvo lifted up the ink. And I love that happy accident. It was so cool. Thank you so much for watching. I just cannot thank the Not Just for Boys Kit Club enough for having me as their guest designer this month. And I will check you guys all later. All right. Bye.